Hello everyone, welcome to Topper IS. So as part of our daily series, today also we will be discussing a particular concept or topic from the mains point of view. Okay, so let's get started then. So today we are going to see with respect to minimum support price. Okay, part of your paper 3. Okay, so why did we pick up the particular issue? Because in today's newspaper there is a news that Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs has announced MSP for certain crops. Okay, so we will see what MSP is and the things associated with it. Okay, so minimum support price is a kind of market intervention by the government of India. Why? To ensure agriculture producers, that is farmers, against any sharp fall in the farm prices. Market forces demand and supply. So depending on the demand and supply, prices varies. So there are chances that farmers produce may not get adequate price. Okay, and consequent impact on farmer like poverty, suicides, and all. So at least to insure him with a basic amount, so government comes out with a minimum support price. Okay, and this minimum support price are announced by government of India at the beginning of sowing season. So now rainy season, monsoon, farmers want to sow. Okay, so before that MSP is announced by the government of India, and this announcement is based on the recommendations of Commission for Agricultural Cost and Prices. Okay, so and that so it will be guaranteeing a price for the produce. Okay, and it acts as a safety net for the farmers. Okay, so it was also a core of the agriculture revolution. That's how India and from food deficient to food surplus nation, in the sense actually began in 1966 MSP program. So that's why it is said as a core of agriculture revolution. Okay, so when was the MSP introduced in India? See, at the time of independence, India was staring at a major deficit in terms of cereal production. Okay, so India, already a journey from independence to current situation, from food deficit to food sufficiency to food surplus. We are able to even export certain food crops. Okay, so a number of tools were used, measures were started by government of India, be it develop for the development of agriculture, irrigation programs, and all. So MSP is also one such tool. Okay, so that government of India started in the year 1966-67. Okay, introduced by the center at RS rupees 54 per quintal. MSP for wheat was fixed for the first time. Okay, so MSP was one such tool in the hands of government. So what is the need for introducing MSP? Okay, see, on the path of green revolution, Indian policymakers realized that farmers needed incentive to grow food crops. See, green revolution, introduction of high yielding variety seeds, and these seeds also required higher inputs of water, fertilizers. Okay, water, fertilizers. Okay, so obviously the input cost is going to be high, right? So if the farmer fears that his produce will not be getting sufficient price, he is not even willing to grow the crops, right? Even if you introduce high yielding variety seeds, so there has to be certain incentivize for farmers to grow. So that is why MSP was introduced, to incentivize the farmers and to boost up production. Okay, so MSP got introduced, and same thing, so all those things. And one thing you should remember, MSP is not backed up by any a legislative law, in the sense it has no any legal structure. That point also can be asked in prelims, we never know. Okay, so this was a need for introducing MSP to incentivize the farmers. Okay, and to boost up production. Okay, mainly. Thus now it acts as supporting the farmers from distress sales. Meaning of it is sometimes when there is no adequate price, ultimately it makes farmers to sell, because they have to ultimately sell it, right? so they will be selling it at very low prices. So that situation is avoided because government will be procuring these crops at the MSP. Okay, so that procured food grains will be distributed to people through public distribution system also. Okay, so in the case the market price commodity falls below the announced minimum price due to bumper production and glut in the market, government agencies will purchase entire quantity offered by the farmers at the announced price. So that is the meaning of it. So how does it protect the farmers? How does it act as a safety net? How does it ensure the farmers from distress sales and all? Is that whenever the price in the market goes down, so farmers can sell it to the government, and government will be taking, buying all the quantity that has been offered by the farmers, okay, at the minimum price. So this is how it is helping the farmer. So how many crops are covered under MSP? See, currently there are 23 crops as recommended by CACP. Okay, so there are 7 cereals. Okay, paddy, wheat, maize, sorghum, pearl millet, barley, and ragi. There are 5 pulses: gram, tur, moong, urad, and lentil. Then we have 7 oil seeds. Okay, groundnut, rapeseed, mustard, soybean, sesame, sunflower, safflower, nigger seed, and 4 commercial crops: copra, sugarcane, cotton, and jute. See, try to go through the names, because in MCQ questions can be asked. Okay, list of crops which get MSP, and I suppose question has been already asked in MSP. They have given the name of the crops and identify which have been covered under MSP. And how does the government decides the minimum support price? So government will be announcing, we know that MSP is announced at the start of each cropping season. Okay, so this it does based on the recommendation of CACP. Okay, and that this based on the recommendation, Cabinet Commission on Economic Affairs will be announcing. Okay, so government announces MSP at the start of each cropping season, and MSP is decided after exhaustive studies made by the Commission for Agriculture Cost and Prices. Okay, these recommendations are based on the some fixed formula. Okay, that includes the formula takes into account actual cost incurred, implicit family labor, as well as sort of fixed assets or the rent paid by the farmers. Though CACP will be coming out with the production cost estimation projections, so that will be taking into consideration all these things: actual cost incurred, family labor, as well as all those things. So in technical terms, the variables like A2, FL, and C2 are used. Okay, the MSP is calculated using all these things. Then we have policy pricing for sugarcane also. See, MSP, minimum support price for them, and there is a separate way how the sugar pricing is also done. See, previously what used to happen was pricing of sugarcane was governed by a statutory provisions of Sugarcane Control Order 1966. This order were issues under Essential Commodities Act of 1955. And prior to 2009 9-10 sugar season, central government was fixing statutory minimum price of sugarcane, and farmers were entitled to share profits of sugar mill on 50-50 basis. Okay, so this was the thing, but what happened is this provision never got implemented, that sharing of profits between mill owners and the farmers. Okay, so it was unimplemented. So finally sugarcane order of 1966 was amended in 2009, and since then statutory minimum price was replaced by fair and remunerative price for the sugarcane. Okay, FRP. So for sugarcane there is FRP, you need to remember this: fair and remunerative price. And FRP announced by the central government and decided based on the again recommendations of CACP in consultation with state governments and after taking feedback from associations of sugar industry. And once center announces FRP, states will also declare state specific sugarcane prices called state advised prices. Okay, usually this will be higher than FRP. Okay, and since early 1970s, SAP State Advice Price has came into existence in states like UP, Tamil Nadu, Punjab, and Haryana. So we will end up here. This will be this series with respect to MSP will be continued again tomorrow. So do watch that also, and you can also download the PDF of this document in the link that is shared below. Okay, thank you.